Since 93 Sports, the only place for sports, entertainment, and the most relevant social issues of today. Alright, Since 93 Sports, back with another one. I read this article on boxingscene.com. I'll put the article in the description of the video. And it was about Roy Jones stating that he's not retiring and he's basically in talks right now for his next fight. Basically, my response to this article is, what does Roy Jones feel he has to prove at this point? He knows he can't compete with the higher level competition. So you would think at a guy that was dominated the sport for a long time when he was, in his prime, you would think he wouldn't even want to fight anymore when he felt like he couldn't fight at that high level anymore. But he wants to continue fighting. Now me, I'm only 24 years old, so I wasn't really around to experience Roy Jones in his prime and be able to really get a sense of how big he was. In my opinion, I don't think he was as big as he should have been, with his skill set, his exciting style. I know he made millions in the sport, but it just don't seem like he was the pound for pound or pay-per-view king, cash cow that he should have been. That guys with lesser skill, in my opinion, was able to make more money than him. Oscar De La Hoya, for example. Oscar De La Hoya isn't even half the fighter, in my opinion, than Roy Jones, and he was the pay-per-view king. So I wonder what went wrong with his career. I'm not really sure. I don't know who his promoter was. I know he wasn't with any of the major promoters. Well, I don't think. I wasn't around there in that time. You can let me know. I don't think he was with Don King or Top Rank at the time, but I could be wrong. I couldn't really imagine a big fighter of that era, a big fighter in the 90s not being some way tied to Don King or Bob Arum and Top Rank, But yeah, like I said, I'm 24. I've seen a lot of footage of him. That's how I really got a sense of his skill set. But what if you take a guy that's my age, that really doesn't follow the sport, really don't study the sport, and they just see this old Roy Jones fighting and think that's what Roy Jones was? They don't know that in his day, he was a lion. He was just unstoppable, one of the most invincible looking fighters that we've ever seen. At 160 and 168, I really don't see anybody from 160 to 168 really fucking with Roy Jones, in my opinion. Now, there is some fights in his career that I would have liked to see him fight. I would have liked to see him against Gerald McClellan and Julian Jackson. I would have liked to see those two fights, and I would have also liked to see him go up and fight Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank. I would have liked to see those 4 fights. Now, the Eubank and the Benn situation, when I did my research on it, it did look like they kind of ducked him a little bit, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. Y'all can fill me in on that. Like I said, I wasn't around for that time. I'm just going back and reading old articles and old footage and things like that. But yeah, this is really tainting his legacy. A lot of people, they're seeing him for what he is now, not knowing what he used to be, the pound for pound king for 10 years running. And the guys fucking, his reflexes, like, I've never seen nobody his size with such quick hands. You seen the whole James Toney knockdown when he flinched at him and then came back with the left hook. We seen the no look, putting the hands behind his back. The guy jumps at him, he counters him with a left hook. You see the combination that he put Vinny Pazienza down with. Crazy fast ass uppercuts and hooks, just crazy. The double, triple left hook, Captain Hook, and then you go take somebody that don't know all that, and they just go see what he is now, and that's gonna be what his legacy is. He got a few losses on his record. He's 65-9. It's a few losses on there that shouldn't be on there. Bernard Hopkins fought him really, really late in his career. Bernard Hopkins wasn't fucking with him when he was in his prime, and he's just tarnishing his legacy, and he really has no reason to fight. I don't know about any money trouble. He got the HBO announcing job locked in. I really don't see what's the point of him continuing on. I know he got love for the sport. I know he just can't give it up. We seen in the Billy Gunn fight, when the street fighter that he fought, he's taunting him and doing all this stuff. So I think he just got that ego, and he just can't give it up. He just can't give up being the center of attention. But he's not even the center of attention. Nobody's really talking about his fights anymore. They just talking about this old man fighting fucking fans and people making their boxing debut. I mean, you don't want that to tarnish your legacy, But anyway, he's on the 3-fight win streak. He beat the street fighter I just mentioned, Billy Gunn. Then he fought this guy, Byron Phillips, who was a part-time MMA fighter, and he was making his boxing debut. Then he beat this guy, Rodney Moore, that has a record of 17-11 by unanimous decision. And we all know his last loss, he was knocked the fuck out cold by Enzo Maccarinelli, the same guy who David Haye knocked out, I believe, at cruiserweight. And we know that Roy Jones, wants a fight with Tony Bellew. And Bellew, man, I respect him for his response. He was basically like, Roy Jones is my idol, and I wouldn't want to fight him at this point in his career, basically. Tony Bellew basically said he don't want to be the motherfucker to really hurt this guy. He would never be able to live it down if he's the guy that fucking gives Roy Jones brain damage or some shit. And Roy Jones is really playing with his life at this point, man. Like, his reflexes aren't there, man. He's a guy who came up and won off of his reflexes, man. He fights with his hands low. He uses head movement and foot movement to get out of the way of punches. He never really was a guy that was, blocking shots and keeping his hands up. He relied on his reflexes, man. And that kind of fighting style, it doesn't translate well into your later years. That's why he's been caught with numerous vicious shots and getting knocked the fuck out cold, when he would have never been taking these kind of shots in his youth, because he would have been his reflexes and stuff was still sharp. But yeah, man, my main takeaway from this article, man, is I don't want the guys that's my age and guys that's coming after me that wasn't around for his career and don't do the research, and they just think what we seeing now is what his whole career was. And that's what could happen, But anyway, man, that's my thoughts on the situation. Make sure y'all go ahead and check out the Boxing Scene article. I'm going to put the link in the description. And let me know how y'all feel about this, man. And make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified when all my latest content drops. And I'm out.